Hello and welcome to Tech Tuesday. I know we've uploaded sort of in a row. The interval for these videos is every 2 weeks.
Which will be out every other Tuesday. I'm not doing it every Tuesday because I can't find it.
And we're doing another one after 2 weeks, which is almost unprecedented in modern times. And for that I can only apologise for me education. Now, in today's video, we're going to be looking at another piece of hi-fi equipment. Again, I do apologise if you're not a fan of the hi-fi equipment, but we're reviewing it because I've got lots of it, and we can review lots of it because of the fact that I've got lots of it, and I'm milking this this setup for all it's worth, let's say. It's another Technics model. It is the Technics SL-P2. Compact disc player from the year 1985. Yep, let's go back to the year that the I don't know if it was the top grossing bill, but a very popular film was Back to the Future 1. So let's go for the obligatory tour around the device, and let's talk about what the features are. Right, so here's the unit itself. It's the Technics SL-P2 from 1985. Now we'll move from the left to the right as we usually do. As you can see on this far end we have the power button, which just pops in and out, and then we've got obviously the drawer loading mechanism, which we'll go into a bit more later, and obviously you've got this prism which allows you to see the compact disc inside the machine, although it may look like it's stood up, but it's not. It's actually flat. It's just this prism makes it look like it's stood up, and obviously, as you can see, there's a little light there indicating that it's on, if you couldn't realise from the spinning. And then down here we've got obviously a headphone jack and then a slider. Now, I don't quite understand the point in this headphone jack, because most people that have used this one, which is on the amplifier, rather than that one, because if I'm honest, the quality from it isn't great. And then this slider, when I've used it, it has had a little bit of oxidation on it, but as I don't have any deoxit, I can't really sort that out. Okay, moving over to the middle of the unit, obviously we've got the open close button, or the, well, eject, I don't know why it says open close on it, and we've got this keypad here, which allows us to key in any track, so say 17, and then press play and it'll automatically go to that track. And then you can also set up, if I just clear that again, so you could play track 1, press memory, 1 and press memory, 7 press memory, 3 and 9, and as you can see they've been highlighted on this display here, showing us which tracks that we've got selected, and then it will play in the order that I typed them in, so it'll play 1, 2, whatever I press next, and so on. So if I skip, it'll play track 7, then it'll play track 3, and then it'll play track 9 as I typed in. Other features on here, that's one of one of the features that I definitely like about this unit. Then it has a repeat unit, so it'll just keep playing over and over again, as you would expect. And then it's got A/B repeat. Now I'm not entirely sure what this does, so I think you have to press play and then you go A. So that'll repeat A. I don't know what it means. Is it A side? And then if we press B, it will just not really work, I don't think. Oh, it is working now. Oh no, there you are. It plays a few seconds and then it skips back. If anyone can shed any light on this, do put in the comments, because I haven't got a clue. Then it has a music scan button, which I think just scans for music, so it'll play track 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll just play it normally, but it plays from the beginning. I don't see what the difference is between just pressing normal play and pause. Then we've got index and remaining time, so it'll tell you how long's left on the disc. Remaining time, it'll say 74 minutes and counting down, which is quite a nice feature if you think you're getting towards the end of a track and you can see the countdown. I think that's quite a nice feature that you don't get on many modern pieces of compact disc equipment. And then moving right over to this end to the right hand side of the unit, we've obviously got the transport controls. So you've got your skip, that skips your track, and then your search, which just skips through the track, and it'll start off quite slow skip, but then it'll get quicker and quicker, which I very much like. Then obviously you've got stop, play and pause. Now I like these because look, it's so futuristic, the light comes on and everything. I imagine when that came out everyone was very much a fan of that, and much like I am 30 years on. And these are like piano style keys, but they are soft touch. They're not like, you're not pressing anything in and keep holding it there. I should probably stop play pause or just click stop. But it's like a soft touch, but it's on a sort of a slant. So like the unit comes down at a right angle to the surface, but then it comes out at 45-ish degrees. And that allows you to just get a better purchase on the buttons. I do very much like that. And then obviously it's got the sensor for the remote, which I don't own. But if I could find one online, I think I'd definitely invest in one, just so I've got the complete setup. Now what we've got to remember is this compact display was made in the early days of the compact disc, thus it is a high-end piece of equipment and it's built like a brick shithouse. However, that doesn't mean that there aren't flaws with it. For example, the main issue when I bought it was the fact that the laser wouldn't move along the rail, so I had to grease that. I had to go inside it, cue some images of the interior, and grease the rails with some WD-40. That's all I used. Probably not the right thing for the job, but I left it a few months because I got this in March, and the rest of the hi-fi came between then and now. So there's been lots of waiting time. And then when I came back to use it again, the thing had locked up and I had to re-grease it. However, this time I over-greased it and then it started skipping. But luckily, as time's elapsed, that problem is dissipated, which is very good for me, because I don't want a compact display that skips. Furthermore, as you can see on the front, the drawer is, if anything, a little bit skew-whiff, and there are a few scratches on the front of it, but to be honest, you don't really notice them. Like, I'm looking at it now and I don't notice the scratches, so we're alright for the time being. If I wanted to, I could probably get them out with a little bit of Brasso to basically take off the top coat of plastic and just wear it down to that level, so it basically looks like there isn't a scratch, apart from the scratch on the paintwork. I don't know how I'd rectify that, because of course this is painted metal. Unlike a lot of other hi-fi equipment of the era, this is not plastic, this is painted metal, so it's, as you can see, it's very high-end. And inside, you can tell even inside that it's high-end, because all the electrics are quite clean. I mean, they are dusty because it's 34 years old, so you're going to get a little bit of dust in there. You've got to clear that out or it'll overheat, and big problems. Now, as I mentioned when I was looking through doing the overall view of the device, the A/B repeat button, I still don't have a clue what that's for. When you click A and B, it just plays 4 seconds, skips back, plays 4 seconds, skips back. Now that might be a setting, but I haven't quite worked out how to use it. Now I don't know if that is a fault or not, but there's a ticking noise, and you'd think the ticking noise would be coming from something crashing inside. It's not, it's coming from the circuit board. Like, there's something on the circuit board that ticks. Sometimes when the disc is read properly, it ticks. Sometimes when the laser's about to move, it ticks. It's very odd. It doesn't do it as often as it used to, but it still does it. It's very odd. I don't know if I've made it clear enough that it's very odd. And here's the bigger issue that I have. It's a bit of pot luck whether you get a CD to play or not. Like, if it is a CD that you've burnt, like this one, Steve Vai, Passion and Warfare. It's not an official album. My dad burnt it onto a CD, and as you can see, this one sometimes plays, but very rarely. It will very rarely play, and that is surely because this sort of CD, which is a CD-R recordable, wasn't invented in 1985. So this CD player, it wasn't made to play these, so it will struggle, which is understandable. Apart from when I first got it, it had no trouble playing these, so it might be something that I've done to it, I'm not sure. Furthermore, it's not just home recording CDs that don't play. Like sometimes this album, which is the Who's Next, won't play. It's fairly modern CD. I think I bought it a few months ago, so it's fairly modern. But then again, it's not had problems with other modern ones like Duran Duran The Essentials collection. It plays that just fine. I have a very diverse music taste. But that about sums up the issues with the CD player. Other than that, I think I've got quite a good CD player when it works. It sounds great. It's got a subcode on the back, which I'll be honest, I don't think they ever used. It says in the instruction manual, subcode for future developments. There weren't any future developments, I don't think, so that's pretty useless. But it has just 2 RCA jacks, because of course this is before coax or optical allowed you to link it up digitally to your amplifier like you would do in the modern day. But to be honest, I didn't buy it to use the subcode, I didn't buy it to connect digitally. I bought it because of how good it looks, and it looks bloody gorgeous, even with the 2 scratches in it. At night, when it's lit up, oh, so good. It's just gorgeous. That prism on the front with the little light showing you the CD and making it look like it's stood up. I think they only ever did one other CD player that had a function like that, and it didn't have it. It didn't incorporate it in the same way where if you looked at it straight down, you could see it flat, and if you look at it straight on, it looks like it's sat in it. That is pretty much what sold it to me, and it's got such a weird jaw loading mechanism. Like that is non-standard. It's like a sled, which is quite slow, but it's just so cool. And I imagine if it goes wrong, it's going to be quite difficult to replace the parts. Although you can get a service kit on eBay for about £10. So if something does go wrong, it's not like you're not going to be able to get parts for it. Like all the belts and all the even some of the cogs I've seen on eBay for sale, brand new. So this is serviceable, and I'm sure even if you took it into a shop, a Technics dealer that does vintage equipment, I'm sure they'd sort it out. Now, in terms of cost, I paid £50, including shipping, and if anything, I probably overpaid for a compact disc player, but because of the compact disc player that it is, it's the SL-P2, I think I've got a good deal. I've got like a blacky brown version. Is it brown? Is it black? I don't know. But they did do a silver edition, which looks so nice. And of course, you get the remote with it. I didn't get a remote, but I might look at getting a remote in the near future. I've seen ones from America, which I can get for about 20 quid. And that's including shipping, which is great. And it also said I didn't need to pay any import tax, so I might look into it. I would quite like to complete it just with a remote. Not that I get much use out of the remote, but I think it'd just be nice to own the remote, just to say I own a remote. And maybe the AB function would work, I'm not sure. But anyway, I think that pretty much sums up this video. I thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Go and check out my other video that I did the other week about politics and about the EU elections. So if you go and check that out, it'd be much appreciated. Drop a like. Check out my other technology videos, but don't go too far back or you'll be met with the most ear-piercing voice and the worst product reviews you've ever seen. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in a bit.
And you can drive away an Orion 1.4 Encore for as little as £138.10 a month. And let's see how they achieve these marvellous figures once more. An absolutely flawless display. Shire Ford dealers, we've a great deal to offer.